Surely, we all ever heard of some haunted or strange story happen in our school. Some are true, some may not. Today, Top Story will share the 10 haunted stories. Let's see how many you have heard. If you ever experienced some, please tell your story down below. And before we go, please like and subscribe our channel so you won't miss our next clip. Miss Vipa, a teacher in a famous government school in Bangkok. She was teaching Thai dancing. Most students would recognize her as a very strict and organized teacher. Also, Miss Vipa was very great in Thai dancing. One day, she found out that she fell sick. She had to admit at a hospital. However, full of responsibility, she ran away from the hospital to help students practice Thai dancing at school. On that night, her sickness was getting worse. Miss Vipa had to get some medicine from the Thai dancing room. Unfortunately, no one knows what happened on that night. They found her dead body in that room in the next morning. Time goes by. The school wants to renovate that Thai dancing room but can't accomplish that. Every time when someone trying to remove anything in that room, they will hear the sounds of Thai instruments or see a shadow do a Thai dance. Therefore, nobody is there to change anything in that room. Until now, Miss Vipa's dancing room is still there. Next, the story about the green bow. It was at a government school where all the girls were asked to wear a bow in her hair. Most of them normally wore either black or navy colors, except for one girl who always wore a green bow every day. So it became kind of her symbol. One day, an unexpected thing happened when a fan under the ceiling was broken and fell down right where she sat. Unluckily, she was dead. And like the other stories, when time goes by, nobody really talks about this story until a new teacher arrived. During that class, the teacher asked a question which no one in that class answered. So the teacher said, "Well, the one with green bow, please answer my questions." All of a sudden, every single student was shocked because nobody in that class wearing a green bow. The teacher then pointed to the back of the class and said, "That one, at the back." After that, class became quiet. This story happened in a primary school in Nonthaburi. There are so many mysterious stories in this school, including the librarian's Kuman Thong, a boy doll which is believed to be possessed by a spirit. Every morning, the books in the library would be taken out. Sometimes, the books on the shelf would fall down by themselves. Even worse, they would often hear the children running around. Moreover, there is another story about the boy's bathroom which was completely shut down. Since they heard the boy crying from the toilet and somebody saw a girl spirit crying in front of the mirror. Finally, the truth was revealed that this place used to be a hospital before. Even when the monk came here, he could smell the spirits. Next story was still at the bathroom in another school. People often heard the sound of high heels wandering around inside that bathroom. It was believed that it was a woman's spirit which was murdered in this bathroom. When she got killed, she was wearing high heels. Move to the next story, which is about a ghost in a medical room. It took place at a famous high school around Siam Square. Normally, the students who want to skip a class will use a sick reason as an excuse and end up at a medical room. However, this reason doesn't work at this school since there is a rumor. Whenever a student pretends that he or she is sick and asks to stay at a medical room, he or she will experience an unwanted situation. In a medical room, each person will lay on each bed and there is a curtain to separate each bed. What the student will see is somebody's feet walking around his or her bed, but can't see the shadow through the curtain. Some students even hear the people walking around the room even though there is nobody there. So, the students who pretend to be sick dare to stay in that medical room. This story is a rumor that students are talking about. One morning, the teacher came to school early, so there were not so many people. This teacher stood in front of a building and looked up. She saw an old lady wearing Chinese dress. She thought that might be a student's parent, so she quickly walked up upstairs. Surprisingly, nobody was there, even though there was only one entrance. If that lady is walking down, I had to see her, thought the teacher. Then she turned back and had to stop. What she saw is the old lady sitting on the floor in front of her room. She pretended that she couldn't see and tried to quickly walk into the room. During walking, she could feel that the lady was staring at her all the time until her neck did bend and start to breathe until a creepy smile. She dashed into her room without turning back. In the evening on that day, every teacher talks about the death of the headmaster's mom who accidentally fell down from the stairs in that building. It was a great shock when the teacher saw the headmaster's mom photo because it's what the old lady she saw in the early morning. Next story is a well-known high school around Bagret area. The story took place at a building number 6. Before becoming a school, this building was used to keep the dead bodies. So every Tuesday, the school had to invite the monks to do a religious ceremony. There are so many haunted stories happen in this building. Once, a teacher finished the work late at night while walking down from a building. She saw a student sitting on a big label along the walkway. She suddenly asked that student, "What's happened? Why are you sitting here and not going home?" Shockingly, when that student looked up, he crying in blood. The teacher was then running away. Another story that happened in this building is when a student who came to school early, he was sitting in a classroom waiting for his friends. Then there was a girl enter into a room who he had not seen before. He talked to her. Instead of answering, she ran into a terrace and jumped down. Suddenly, he walked to see but couldn't see her body at all. A spirit board is one of popular activities at school. This story happened in a school where the Thai musical room was completely shut down. They said that if you ever walk past this room and try to look through inside, you would see some unexpected things. Then, a group of students want to try. They plan to play a spirit board in the room. First, they thought that one of them pushed the coin. Soon after, they realized that it wasn't. One of them suddenly laid down and choked without reason. His friends were shouting and asking for help from outside. No one replied. We saw warning. High winds were blowing into a class, doors and windows loudly shut. Everyone quickly ran to a door, trying to open it. They all placed their palms together and said sorry to the spirit for what they had done. Later, all the doors and windows easily opened. They finally got out from that class and saw lots of their friends waiting outside asking them, "What's happened? Why didn't you guys ask for help?" We were shouting so hard, but you guys didn't say anything, just laughing. Next story happened in a high school called Wat Prasi Mahathat. There is a scary building, building number 2. It used to have an elevator in this building, but then they closed it without any informing. Everyone knew the reasons why they did not use it anymore, since there was a building worker who died while setting this elevator. People often experience some strange things when using this elevator. Sometimes they would see a shadow, hearing somebody screaming, or even saw a hand coming out. Not only about the elevator, there was a story about the bathroom in this building. In the dark, if you ever go into a bathroom alone, you will feel that somebody using a room next to you, even though there was nobody. Moreover, some people saw a shadow waiting in the queue, but when they got out, there were nobody. Even sometimes the doors shutting by themselves, so no one would ever want to walk past that bathroom. The last story took place at the library in a school. The people who often experience the haunted things is the librarians. They always saw a dark shadow at the corner of the library. When they walked closer, there was nothing. Then they walked back and would hear the people talking or the sound of putting the book down, but there was nobody in the library. Sometimes, the librarians would find the footprints all over the library when they first opened the room in the morning, even if they just cleaned it last night. Also, the student's ID card would belong to the one that already passed away. They usually saw it on the floor, and sometimes the students found it and returned this ID card back to the librarians. How it is, the haunted story from each school. If you ever experienced some, please share yours with us. And if you enjoy this kind of stories, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel.